everyone, once again. Yeah, I don't know much about the food in Cyberpunk 2077. I wouldn't try
Yeah.
any of it because... Chrono, do you know what's real funny about it?
What?
There is no real meat in there.
No. But I
Seriously.
like my meat.
Yeah, apparently they killed all the birds with anywhere because there was this big disease epidemic because of the birds. So any bird near uh, Night City is immediately killed. Wake up, Samurai. We got a city to burn.
Yeah.
Also,
We have a city to burn.
I at least don't
fuck.
recommend the first mission of doing that on stream because there is a naked woman on there that you can't really avoid. So, if you ever do stream it, just pull away from it. Yeah. Only bug. Yeah. There's nothing very real within Night City besides maybe the people, but even them are made of so many artificial things that it's kind of crazy. Yeah, the option has a censor version in the menu. That I did not know. Huh. Burger Boy. Yeah. We're going to end this and see where it goes.
This is Easy Beef, the newest generation of vat-grown meat. It looks like
Ugh.
prime steak, it sizzles on the grill, but it never walked, breathed, or mooed. But it wriggles. And in Night
Ugh.
City, that's
I hate
close
that.
enough. Night City's street stalls,
Wriggles in your
skewers
mouth?
charring over open flames, ramen broth bubbling under holographic signs, and tacos slung out of food carts. Stroll through Kabuki or Japantown and you'll smell curry, soy, and sizzling meat on sticks. But here's the
Meat,
kicker,
quote,
almost
unquote.
all of it is fake. That kebab in Westbrook, it's probably scop, a worm-based paste molded and dyed to resemble meat. Vendors...
I feel physical pain. I feel physical pain. Who would do this to me?
hustle and holler in the neon, offering authentic teriyaki or real barbecue flavor. But behind the taste is high-tech food engineering. In Watson's night markets, vats of soy noodles simmer next to tubs of cheap wontons, spiced up with synthetic flavor gels like orgiatic salsa agave. No fresh herbs, just chemistry. Ramen, jambalaya, kebabs, all the multicultural cuisine of Night City. It's often built from the same base components. Need a quick bite? Pop open a burrito XXL from a vending machine. They're on every corner, and even apartments have vending machines.
I bet their
because who
beans
needs a
aren't
kitchen
even
these
real.
days? The ads for the burrito brag that it's big, but its meat is mostly plant protein and soy. And if not a burrito, how about a Nicola soda and some nutrient paste? For the poorest of the poor, food paste tubes with appetizing names like Orgiatic Omniflave or Veggie Delight are dinner. Slurping a lukewarm chili-flavored protein goo is a full meal for many nights.
I hate all of this. Listen, here's the thing. Humans actually need real meat. We need it for protein and other such things. There are certain vitamins that you need to have in your body. That's why vegan diets kind of screw with your body quite a bit. There are some people that can live off them, but they screw with your body.
Someone says, good thing it's not real.
Yeah. Good thing it's not
His
real.
underbelly. But when it comes to iconic cheap eats, nothing beats
Well, this
Buck a
is,
Slice, the infamous
what?
$1 pizza
Buck
chain.
for a
The name
slice.
says it all. One idiot slice, no questions asked. The
No
taste
questions
shares
asked.
its DNA with styrofoam as
That
one
is
would
question.
It's so bad that urban legend says that the NCPD has a file on mysterious deaths of homeless who dared to eat it. True or not, Buck a Slice's bargain
There's
pies are a
styrofoam in
flavor
it.
of desperation. Oily, cheap, and possibly lethal. Toppings include tofu, tuna, and pineapple. Or if you're craving something crunchier, the locust pepperoni is a popular menu item. A slice of pie with fried grasshoppers. Because in Night City, bugs aren't just bugs, they're dinner. Snack items in Night City carry a sense of humor. Store shelves are lined with Pop Turds and Mr. Whitey bars. Processed sugary placeholders that nod to how far culinary expectations have fallen. But who actually makes all this stuff? Who decides what goes into your synth cheese slice or burrito tube? Beneath the colorful market stalls and flashy ads, one mega corporation feeds the city, biotechnica. By the mid-21st century, most traditional food sources had collapsed. Animal-borne diseases wiped out livestock. Polluted soil and water systems corrupted global agriculture, and monoculture overfarming pushed the entire ecosystem past the point of recovery. It wasn't a sudden crash. It was a slow, preventable failure.
It was slow preventable is the whole thing. That's the thing. It wasn't... Yeah.
But it got to a point where they couldn't exactly control it. They could have prevented it, but they
Oh, they
didn't.
could have prevented it
Yeah,
because the corporations
exactly.
could have, but they didn't,
Yeah.
and you know why.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it just eventually got so
When
bad
the
to the
collapse-
point where people just had to eventually go towards the alternatives and stuff. At
Yeah.
least that's what it
hit,
was like
the
to me.
shelves went empty. During the
Just
worst years
tell me
between the
about it, Dad,
1990s and
and leave it
2020s,
Yeah.
food shortages
Better.
reached catastrophic levels. People survived on
Lord.
whatever they could find. And somewhere along the way, someone had the idea, if kibble could feed a dog, maybe it could feed a
Oh,
person.
no.
And
Oh.
that idea stuck. What
That's
began as an
the
emergency
worst.
ration became a global solution. Kibble, cheap, shelf-stable,
No.
high-calorie slurry, was mass-produced to feed the growing urban population. It was never designed to be appetizing, just affordable, just efficient. But eventually, kibble wasn't
Oh.
enough, so the corporation stepped in.
Oh,
The largest was All
God.
Foods, a biotech conglomerate that pioneered synthetic meat, not imitation, but vat-grown protein cultured from genetically modified bacteria in tissue samples. And All Foods eventually became a subsidiary of Biotechnica. By the year 2077, most of what
Lord.
Night City's citizens eat, from the chicken in your nugget to the beef in your
None of them
tacos,
are
started
real.
at a Biotechnica facility. Though nomad families occasionally smuggle in real produce or game, Biotechnica,
Good.
and thus All Foods, basically has a stranglehold on Night City's food economy. But what does the food of the future look like before it hits your vending tray? To find out, we need to leave the neon lights
Good
behind. Let's take a
question.
quick ride out of Night City,
Okay.
past the slums of Pacifica to the edge of the Badlands. Here stretch the Biotechnica Flats, an
Oh.
endless sprawl of greenhouses that run from Night City's border all the way to the border of Southern
Really?
California. Endless biodomes and concrete processors humming day and night. This is where Night City's meat is born. We can imagine rows of enormous tubs
Lord.
wriggling with protein-rich worms,
know.
being fattened for harvest. It's actually quite serene. A vast automated farm buzzing and churning, conveyor belts carrying
Not
nutrient
to
paste
me.
to feed the critters, while the drones monitor their growth. Half of Night City's dinner plates start right here, in a place most city slickers don't even know exists. Off to one side of the flats, you see the remnants of an old town, a dusty collection of abandoned homes,
Yeah.
encircled by Biotechnica's expansions. The
This is
corporation
pure
literally built their farms
cyberpunk
around an entire
horror.
community, eventually absorbing it. Most people dining in the neon glow will never realize that their meal's journey started here, on the
Yep.
farm. Okay, back to the food. Not every eatery is a gutter-level death trap. The city boasts high-end restaurants and quirky diners that give Night City its culinary soul. On the
Okay.
fancy end, there's Embers, a legendary rooftop restaurant and club in Haywood. Once a glitzy hotspot, by the
Haywood.
year 2077, it's semi-closed to the public, but still maintained as an exclusive haunt for high-ranking megacorp execs. You need top-level connections to get a table at Embers. Rumor says Embers Kitchen can still serve a genuine Kobe beefsteak or a real truffle risotto, but
Oh, that
many
sounds so
citizens
good.
settle for All Foods Meat Delight or Slaughterhouse Prime. Meals that market themselves as gourmet, yet contain over 30% artificial protein. Even barbecue shacks like Chubby Buffalo's Barbecue
Oh.
in the Glen attract locals for that authentic smoky flavor. Never mind that the ribs are
I don't think I'm hungry anymore.
Yeah, neither.
I
Neither
can't
am
eat.
I.
Oh God.
I can't eat my
Rich or good,
dessert.
if not, oh well. I know.
I skip an appetite.
I was thinking about,
Have
you
you-
know those little cherry tomatoes I eat for snacks? I was thinking about eating them today. You know what? Never mind.
Oh,
I like
that
cherry
goat.
tomatoes, but I don't feel like eating anymore. You,
I have to
you
walk
good
away.
sir, have made me lose my appetite. Good on you. You've described the one of the many horrors of Night City. I wish you need to eat meat.
Oh, I am either. Oh yeah.
Also, that
Not
when did
hungry.
Fable get a laugh emote like that?
Laughing
Okay.
emote? He had it.
Also, you have my emotes too, Common. Though I guess I don't have a laughing emote now that I think about it. You do have
Oh,
my
you should
animated
make
ones.
one.
Yes.
No, you don't have one. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I have a bunch of emotes. I need to get more. You know what? There's a person I know. Yeah, people I guess just don't like to use my emotes. But anyway. We'll head into this more.
grown in a bio
Use more what?
Use yours,
Oh
then
my God.
mine?
He says use yours more than they use mine. But yeah, this
Oh, yeah.
is making me a little nauseous, honestly. Yeah, well, let's end this video. Let's get more.
Technique of VAT. The sauce is what counts. No aspect of Night City's world building lays bare inequality quite like the food does. What,
Yeah.
where, and how one eats in this
If
city
you can't
is
even
almost
get
entirely
real
determined by their
meat.
social class, and the disparities are
That
extreme.
is
For the
a
poor and
luxury here.
disenfranchised, diet is about sustenance. We've seen how the underclass scrapes by on kibbles, Scott patties, and the dubious bucka slice. High-calorie, low-cost products
Bucka
engineered
slice.
to keep a person alive, but
High
never
calorie.
truly satisfied. These foods speak to a value system that prioritizes efficiency and profit over dignity or pleasure. And the dark reality
There's
of
no
Night City, if
dignity
you're at
in
the
Night
bottom,
City.
you're expected to eat like an animal. Consume your flavorless nutrients and then get back to work. The implication about culture and economy is clear. Genuine culinary enjoyment is a luxury, not a right. The masses eating pre-packed synth burritos every day are reminded that they
God.
exist to survive, not to savor. Climb a bit higher on
Oh,
that
yeah.
social ladder and you gain access to mid-tier options that, while synthetic, offer variety. Tom's Diner is a great example. A beloved local chain that has somehow survived since before the collapse. The original
Really?
Tom's Diner in Little China, Watson, is styled like a retro 20th century American eatery, complete with a giant neon burger sign on the roof, and a black and white
Nice.
checkerboard floor on the inside. Booths and stools line the counter, and the menu offers items like burgers, fries, coffee, simple comfort foods. Of course, this
Yeah.
burger patty is likely just easy
Yeah.
beef, yet its atmosphere
I'm good
itself
at
is the
that one.
draw. Tom's caters to the working middle class of Night City, journalists and
middle
cops
class.
and mercs down on their luck. They can't afford embers, but they can afford the illusion of warmth. The very existence of
That's
Tom's Diner, with
something
its
at least.
pre-collapse Americana charm,
Yeah.
says something about Night City's cultural psyche. Even in a hyper-modern dystopia, people yearn for the familiar and the homey. It's a small act of
Yeah,
rebellion
they
against
do.
the coldness of the future, but a place like Tom's proudly flips on its neon burger sign every day. For the top corporate executives, celebrities, and old money aristocrats in Night City, dining is
Okay.
an experience to flaunt. The existence of restaurants that import fresh ingredients, often
Fresh.
from Europe or beyond, underscores the economic inequality.
glad
If you're
I have
wealthy,
had
the
some
world
apples
quite
today.
literally feeds you better. And if you're not, you make do and dream of more. Everyone knows what they're missing, and that hunger fuels both ambition and
Everyone's missing
resentment.
something
Despite
in
the
Night
dominance
City.
of synthetic standardized
why they
food,
live
many
there.
Night City residents fiercely hold on to their cultural identities through cuisine. In a metropolis built by waves of immigrants, gangs, and nomads, food often serves as the last bastion of tradition and pride. Walk through the districts and you'll find enclaves where the food tells the story of a community. In Haywood, for example,
True.
family-run bars and eateries like El Coyote Kojo and El Pinche Polo are neighborhood institutions.
Pinche
El
Polo.
Coyote Kojo doubles as a bar and cantina. Its owner, the indomitable Mama Wells, decorates it with Dia de la Muertos skulls, and she greets every customer like family. On Valentino gang holidays, the place becomes a communal hall with shared tamales and tequila. Food
That's
in this way
nice.
becomes an act
I
of
love some good
cultural
tamales.
preservation. Shift to Westbrook's Japantown and the vibe changes. Here, the food stalls and restaurants reflect a blend of Japanese tradition. Here you'll find
Yeah,
noodle stands
the
with
tiger
red curtains
claws.
and izakaya pubs under lantern light. Many of the proprietors and chefs in Japantown are descendants of corporate expats or
probably do
immigrants
have
from
fake
Asia,
meat.
and they strive to offer an authentic taste of home. Ramen shops might use soy, tofu, chicken strips, and algae noodles, but they adhere to the proper Tokyo-style broth techniques. Meanwhile, at the edges of Japantown, near the pachinko parlors, street vendors sell
Pachinko.
takoyaki, octopus balls made with actual octopus-flavored scop. The authenticity is in the
Octopus-flavored
experience and
scop.
ritual. Sitting on a stool and feeling the heat of the grill, hearing the chef shout in Japanese. In a city obsessed with the new, these pockets of culture and food tradition provide a sense of rootedness. They remind people that
Yeah.
Night City, for all its forward thrust, is built on the histories of real cultures and people. In Night City, the line between preservation and reinvention is constantly blurred, but everyone's just trying to hold on to something. Kids raised on kibble who now seek novelty and identity through hybrid food trends. Night City's palette in the end is global and always changing. Every community contributes something, from the Polish
True.
pierogies of immigrant workers to the
Like, people
jambalayas
don't realize America is a melting pot everywhere. That's why I always say there's no such thing as un-American, because quite literally we are a giant melting pot of cultures with all different things and different types
Yeah.
of foods everywhere. Food shows how different one can be. Like, I'll admit, if I ever get the chance to go to like Korea or other places, I want to try some of the food. I'm not really into
Yeah.
like seafood or whatnot, but I want to try like their noodles, their different things. Maybe I'll try tofu
Yeah.
for the first time. Some actual authentic food. Maybe I'll try katsudon from Japan.
I would love to try some actual authentic sushi from Japan.
Yeah, funny enough, I wanted to that Texas bar in Japan. I think it's in Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Jambalaya.
Yeah, because there's a thing called a Westabu in Japan where they just love like cowboy culture.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Westaboo.
Yeah.
We got weeaboos here, and they got Westaboos there.
Well, there's I will say this, in every culture there's someone else who likes to adopt a different people's culture.
Yeah.
And I
Which
just
there's
want
nothing
to
wrong with that.
I honestly just want to meet these people and talk with them and see what they think about America or Texas or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Cuz I feel like it would be a very interesting conversation.
Probably.
Brought by the settlers from the south. And through food, these communities
Yeah,
assert
like
their
all these
presence in
different
Night City's
foods
tapestry. Amidst the
fused
sterile
together to
synth
make
meats,
what America
real human
has.
culture finds a way to season the pot. In Night City, food isn't just about sustenance. It's a mirror reflecting who we
Every
are
state
and
is
what we've
basically
lost
like
and
our
what we
own
still
little
fight to
tiny
hold on
country.
to. Amidst the neon
That's the
glow
reason
and
we have
synthetic
Tex-Mex. It's quite literally a mix of American and Mexican food.
Yeah.
You'll see places that sell both burgers and tacos. You'll see all kinds of different things. Like, to know if a good Mexican restaurant is around me, for those who don't know, I am Mexican. I go and get a bean and cheese burrito, which is the most simple thing you can order. And if they know what you're asking for, and then they'll make it right. If they don't, then I am never going to that restaurant again.
You might like some of the Mexican restaurants that are around me.
Because here's the thing, Chrono. If you can't make good refried beans with cheese in the burrito, then I'm not going back. If you just
Yeah.
give me straight up beans in there, then you obviously have no idea about anything of what you're making.
Yeah.
meats. The act of eating becomes an act of defiance. Whether it's Mama Wells
an act of
keeping
showing
tradition
you're
alive,
alive.
or Tom's Diner stubbornly preserving a piece of the past, these spaces tell a story beyond mere survival. They speak to resilience, to the stubborn beauty of humanity persisting, even when faced with the harshest circumstances. In the end, maybe what matters most isn't what's on the plate, but the people around it. The shared moments.
Atmosphere does
Night
make
City's
eating
cuisine,
better,
synthetic or
no matter what
otherwise,
it
reminds
is.
us that even in a dystopia, community thrives,
So the best
culture
I've food
endures,
that
and our
I've
deepest
had is when
connections
surrounded by
remain
friends.
as human and heartfelt as ever. Bon appetit, Chumbas.
Chumbas. Interesting.
Even made one about Fallout's food economy. What?
Honestly, we'll check that out another day, but I am curious. I didn't expect him to go so in depth. I just expected, him going to like the gross side of things, not giving an uplifting
Yeah.
message at the very end there. That was very nice to have out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something I didn't expect, but I'm very thankful for. So go follow that guys, because he had so many. He deserves a lot more subscribers than he had. Everyone group hug Mick. Why are you group hugging me? No, get away. Anyway. Thank you all so much for coming by. If you want me to watch the rest of these, like, comment, subscribe. Really. I will gladly watch more of these for you guys if you guys want. But you have to show me that you want. Because you have to tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Anyway.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Anyway. I'll see you all there, and take care of yourselves.